Hey everybody, it is Fegan from the D-Pad D-Bags, and I have another replay for you guys from the casted subreddit. You want to go to reddit.com/r/castit, and you will find an excellent selection of replays to cast. This one has been submitted by CookieKing. He is the blue Protoss starting up in the north position, and his opponent in the westmost position, Virot. He is the red Protoss. They are on Antigua Shipyard. So just a couple quick plugs while the game gets going. Go to www.dpaddbags.com. That is our blog. It's Starcraft related, but not fully. We have our own podcast, and we just have some regular gaming related stuff. So it's pretty fun to watch. So definitely check it out. You can also watch our stream, which is www.twitch.tv/dpaddbags. We do our podcast every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock on the stream, as well as any other general gaming. Mono battles, we do Minecraft, just a whole bunch of different games. So nothing super spectacular, but definitely worth checking out. Hell, who am I kidding? It's unbelievably spectacular. So it looks like we're going to have 12 gates for both players. They are getting those down. No gas has been taken yet, but we should be seeing that fairly soon. Chrono Boost going on the Nexus for both, and there's the first gas for Virot. Chrono Boost on the Nexus basically means that we're not going to see a super early warp gate, which probably means no 4 gate. And CookieKing is delaying his gas only by a slight bit, so it looks like Virot's gas is going to finish just as CookieKing's about halfway done. But he is actually taking both gases. So he's going to look to do some sort of teching build, some sort of teching build. And he has the probe in there, just getting as much information as he can. He only sees that there is one gas. He hasn't seen the second gas, and the cybernetics core is down for only Virot. It's actually not coming down for CookieKing yet, which is interesting. No cybernetics core, and he's not producing out of that gateway. So I assume we're going to see the cybernetics core. There it is, right when that pylon finished, which is a little bit late. So even without Chrono Boost, Virot is going to have the warp gate technology much faster. So he's going to be able to get some units out a little bit quicker, because warp gate does reduce the times to produce units a slight amount, so you can get units in quicker. And warp gate has started, and there's the Chrono Boost right on it. It looks like he did save up about 3 Chrono Boosts for that, so he's going to throw those on there. And CookieKing is saving about 2, so we should see that on the Chrono Boost on the warp gate when that happens. And there it is. And this probe is waiting to do something. I can only assume it's going to be another gateway, but we are just waiting. It looks like he's going to return those minerals first, and there it is, another gateway. So both players are adding their second gateways on. We do have a Stalker coming out for each player. It looks like CookieKing did forego that first Zealot, which I tend to like, because it gets the Stalker out a little bit quicker, gets your cybernetics core down a little bit quicker, but not in this case. And he's just going to do some scouting for some proxy pylons, but there are none to be found at the moment, so he doesn't have to worry about that whatsoever. We do have 2 Stalkers and a Zealot out for Virot, and it looks like he's going to do a little bit of a push with it, at least check for proxy pylons himself, and he is going to see that. But it looks like this probe is actually going to sneak right in behind those units, and he's going to get a good amount of scouting information. He is going to see... Is he going to see the Twilight Council? That is the question. He has not seen it yet, and it looks like he is... Now he's going back for a second look to see what he can find, and is he going to see that Twilight Council? In the meantime, he's actually already gone for a blink himself. So, and there he goes. He does see the Twilight Council. He does see that it's lit up, so he knows something is being researched. I don't know if he definitely knows it's blink, but he has a good assumption. And that probe is being left in there to do a ton, and he drops a pylon right there, but I think that pylon's going to get cleaned up. And, oh, there it is. That pylon is going to get cleaned up. And we just have the units coming out for CookieKing, and he's actually rallying them to the middle of the map. What does he actually have? He only has 3 Stalkers versus 2 Stalkers Zealot in a Sentry. Okay, not a huge disparity, but it really depends how quickly this blink goes up. It looks like it's going to finish just slightly quicker for CookieKing. But he is not going to have an observer up right away, whereas the robo is just about done for Virot, so his observer is going to be done, so he's going to be able to blink into the main first, even though he's getting the blink a little bit slower. That observer is going to make a huge difference, and it looks like he is going to push out with his 4 stalkers and going to try and get across the map, but it looks like they may meet right in the center of the map, and no, they're just going to pass right by each other. And here come the stalkers from behind. He's actually going to get him on both sides, so he's going to be able to pick off a couple stalkers. Nope. And he blinks forward and gets one, and it looks like he is not going to be able to pick off a second unless he's willing to commit to a blink, and he is not. We do have a proxy pylon up in the center of the map, so he's going to be able to warp sentries in there. They force cancel on that pylon. And it looks like CookieKing is ahead on the stalker count by 3, which is a huge difference. He needs to get, unless that sentry is in there with the guardian shield, so the stalkers are going to make a big difference in this battle. Looks like in the meantime Virot has gotten his way up to 9 stalkers, so it is a little bit closer. He's not going to push out with the sentry or the zealot yet, and CookieKing is now up to 13 stalkers. He's got a big force. And does he have an observer yet? He does not have an observer, so he's not going to be able to blink in the main, but that's some good blink micro from Virot, saving as many stalkers as he can, but there are just too many stalkers from CookieKing. That zealot's going to come out and get insta-killed, and the zealot is actually going to do a little bit of damage. He just blinks out in the last absolute second on that stalker. That was an excellent blink out, leaving him with only 9 HP. And do we have a robo up? And the robo is only halfway done for CookieKing, so he's not going to be able to blink in the main, so he's going to rely on his blink micro, blinking away from the units. An immortal is on the way for Virot, so that is going to do a ton of damage even with blink, and he does have 1 immortal up, and that's going to do so much damage. He blinks up into the stalkers and takes out the immortal very, very quickly, and now it is 8 stalkers and 10 stalkers, and the stalker count for Virot is dwindling. He is down to 5 stalkers. And oh, it looks like he is evening him up with some excellent blink micro. Is down to 3 stalkers, 2 stalkers at the blink forward, and this is going to clear the full stalker army, but there is an immortal up, as well as 2 zealots, 3 more stalkers being warped in, so that immortal is going to need to be kept alive as long as possible. And wow, Virot is expanding. He is actually not in a good position to be expanding. He has a bunch of stalkers outside of his base, and that is not a good idea. Blink forward right onto the immortal. That immortal is going to go down with only taking out 2 stalkers. The zealots are going in there trying to do as much damage as possible, but the blink backs save the stalkers, and he actually barely lost any stalkers to those zealots. Those zealots died for nothing, but we do have a stalker and immortal up against 5, 6, 8 stalkers now. It looks like he is going to be able to take this, blink right up again, but he targets Stalker before the Immortal, so the Immortal is able to do a good amount of damage. He ends up taking out 1 Stalker, but the Stalker count is still too high for CookieKing. He is going to be able to force a cancel on this Nexus and presumably win the game right here. Yeah, it looks like Virot is just rallying his units right into their death, which isn't the world's best idea. Blink up into the Immortal again, and if the Immortal goes down doing almost no damage, we did have another warp in here, but it looks like they are going to get cleared up, and there's really nothing left for Virot. He is down 10 supply, and there is the GG. Well, that is the game. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out www.dpaddbags.com and check out our YouTube or our Twitch. And